Hey guys, Dr. Ben here at 8 Well Centers. Let's answer your questions today. Whatever you got, bring them, post them down below. Even if you don't have a question, let me know where you're watching from. I love to see you guys all over the country, all over the world. We've got tons of good questions. We get these all week long via direct message. People have questions, doesn't matter whether you're in Europe or in the United States or in Australia, wherever you are, you've got questions. You've got questions about your health, a loved one's health. Bring those here. I'm going to answer those the best of my ability, give you some feedback, give you some ideas of what you need to do to get your life at optimal, because that's really what this is all about. I know it is our fate to be healthy. We are supposed to be healthy. We are supposed to be vibrant. We're supposed to have energy and not be sick, not have the fatigue and the brain fog and the gut issues and autoimmune. We're not supposed to attack our own tissue. None of those things. So drop your questions down below. There's Alicia. Is cutting dairy and gluten the best way to reduce inflammation? That is one, I'm going to call that a top 10. Here's the deal. Inflammation is everywhere. It can be in our cells, it can be in our joints, it can be in our scalp and our hair. That's why some people post-COVID are losing their hairs, because it's this inflammatory process. Inflammation can be anywhere in the body. It doesn't just have to be, ooh, my joints are tight. We'll see it cardiovascular. Some people don't even feel that, but they've got cardiovascular inflammation. So we know that there's absolutely reasons why your inflammation is there. Gluten and dairy for a lot of people can be inflammatory. One thing we know for sure is that gluten and dairy are both mucus producing. So you're going to produce more mucus, you're going to have more phlegm, more congestion, things like that, if you are eating gluten and dairy. For a lot of our patients, let's say we're doing an anti-inflammatory cycle with the dietary side, we are going to take out gluten and dairy, but we might also take out the eggs and nightshades and some other things as well. For a lot of people, they don't go back to gluten. And so that is a good place to start, but you have to stabilize your blood sugar. You have to figure out what's going on with your gut. You've got to do a lot of other changes to your body. So great question there. And then there's Alicia, recommendation for help with a shingles flare-up. So Alicia, one of my favorite patients of all time, she moved up to Fort Collins from Dallas because she had shingles 13 times by the time she was 27, to the point she came in on these walking crutches because they're basically canes that are kind of like crutches, because her leg had been so damaged, the nerves had been so damaged from the shingles over and over and over. The doctors in Dallas were like, it can't be shingles, you can't have it that many times. And yet every time it was the blister, it was the flare, it was down the dermatome, all of those issues through there. We got her over the next year, but from when we started care, she still had a few flare-ups. They were less frequent, they were less intense. Got her to the point where now she's out hiking. She just went skiing and last week had a huge tumble and recovered very quickly. So here's what happened. We did not give the shingles, anti-shingles protocol. We didn't say, here, take this lysine and this NAC and some antivirals. That may be helpful, but ultimately you've got to fix the why. Why do people get shingles in the first place? Shingles is when the immune system gets depleted, when the body gets depleted, and then that virus comes back. So remember, that's the chickenpox virus. And when the body gets depleted, when you get stressed, when your immune system gets run down, all of those things, that can be a huge part of why that shingles flares up. So you've got to get this, balanced out and get the body as healthy as possible. Blood sugar, liver, gut, gallbladder, stomach, small intestine, leaky gut, all these different things. You've got to figure out which system is out of balance, and then your body is going to get better. Yes, there's some immune things that we can do, but that will not fix the whole thing. So again, everybody jumping on, pop your questions down below. I'm going to go through and try to get through everybody today. Here's Karen. Awesome. Where are you watching from, Karen? Would love to hear where all you guys, Alicia and Alicia, where are you guys watching from as well? Karen, where are you watching from? In your questions, let me know. It always warms my heart to see people all over the world watching. I'm looking for an easy fix for inflammation. Are there any suggested herbal teas, Karen? I'm laughing because I wish there was an easy fix, and this is something we hear all the time, and a lot of people. That's why people take Celebrex, and why what was it, like 10, 15 years ago there was the anti-inflammatory pain drug that killed people, heart attacks, all types of things. They're unfortunately, well, it depends on what you look at as easy. We have easy fixes for inflammation. Easy as in we can figure it out. You move your feet, you do it, and the inflammation goes away. Easy, if you're looking for easy, like you don't have to change anything and all you have to do is take an herbal tea. No, there's no such thing. Don't buy it. Don't go online and go, inflammation supplement, best thing. And you don't change your diet. You don't change your stress. You don't change anything in your life. It will not work, guaranteed. There's no amount of turmeric you can take. There's no amount of tea. You've got to fix the why. Why is your body inflamed in the first place, Karen? That's the biggest question. Unfortunately, there is no magic bullet. We've got a website with a bunch of supplements on there, and some of these things can be helpful for inflammation. But if that's all you're doing, I'm not going to look you in the eyes and tell you it's going to get better. You are going to have to move your feet. It's easy, as in we can get it figured out. I always ask patients when we finish care, go, how hard was it? And they're like, well, it wasn't hard. It took thought and it took energy and time and all those things, but it wasn't hard. It wasn't complicated. It wasn't rocket science. That's not it. But it does take some energy. So thanks for jumping on. Pamela, where are you watching from? What do you think about the low carb diets and how low is too low? Great question. Here's the deal. It depends on the person. And really the goal and what ultimately happens with a low carb diet is your blood sugar gets stabilized. And that's the biggest thing that we look at when we think about low carb diet. Most people are thinking, carbs in general are bad. Carbs in general are not bad. Carbs that make your blood sugar go up high are bad and then spike up and then crash down. That is bad. That is not a good thing, and that is not a good diet. So carbs in and of themselves are not bad, but what carbs can do to your blood sugar is bad. And so that's why we use the continuous glucose monitor with patients. We do finger prick monitoring with patients, and we're going to figure out which carbs you can actually have. So some people, they can't have much of it. Even fruit, even berries make their blood sugar go up too high. So it's absolutely a thing. It's absolutely a problem where we get to that point where that blood sugar is out of balance. That creates inflammation. That creates excess weight. All those things. So a low carb diet is kind of just a throw the net out, and you make that change and get it dialed in and just, okay, I don't need it individualized, versus let's use that continuous glucose monitor. Let's figure out which foods are okay. Any patients that are using glucose monitoring, pop down below, let them know that, maybe you can do a little bit of oatmeal or rice or whatever, and then maybe not. So it's not all about low carb. That is just a kind of general diet that people are looking at. Thanks for the question. Angela, great to see you. Where are you watching from? How about cataracts? Is that something that is normal with age, or is it caused by something else? Are there natural ways to correct cataracts? So unfortunately, I have not seen any great, do these natural drops or take a bunch of vitamin C, anything like that. Out here in Colorado, we're up over 5,000 feet. We're closer to the sun. There's sun damage. It's very, very common. I mean, it's almost, I don't know a person over 70, 75 that has not had cataract surgery. So, some part of it, there is a natural part of aging, but it does seem a little odd that so many people are getting cataract. I've got a patient, he's early 30s, and he's already had cataract surgery, but he was drinking like 3 or 4 Red Bulls a day. So I can't imagine that was helping. But I'm pretty sure there's an inflammation component to this, and you just got to keep that inflammation as low as you possibly can. Great question. Robin in West Virginia. Awesome. Take me home. Got blood work kit yesterday. Have my appointment next week. Looking for a lab. Excited. Awesome, Robin. Yeah, go get that done so you can get it done at a lab. So what Robin's talking about is we drop ship the kit to Robin. So the lab Vibrant America that we use, they will drop ship a kit and they will send that over over to Robin or a patient anywhere in this country, even up in Canada, and then you get a lab. So you go to your local lab, you go to LabCorp, Quest, any of the local labs, or even search mobile phlebotomist, and you can even have a phlebotomist come to your house if you're in a big enough community where there's mobile phlebotomists. They draw it, spin it down, ship it out, FedEx it overnight to California, to Vibrant America, and then we get it back within a week. And one of our F8 doctors reviews it directly with you, lets you know what's going on, and if we can help you, what you need to be doing. Do you need more vitamin D, less vitamin D? Do you have inflammation? What are your hormones doing? Do you have autoimmune? Where's your gut in this whole story? Do you have insulin resistance? All of these different things. So, Robin, excited to see you soon. Alicia, great to see you again. Got another question. Also, 3-year-old has had swollen lymph node for weeks, but no signs of infection, but says his ear hurts, but no infection there either, only maybe some fluid. Any advice? Yes, so where are you located? There are chiropractic physicians that are specifically trained working with children and getting the ears to drain and those ear canals to drain. Probably some swelling in there, not a full-blown infection, but something is going on. So look up chiropractic pediatric in your area, and if you need advice on finding one or wherever you are, let us know and we can help you. But that would be the first place I would go. Melissa, great to see you. Where are you at? Love to hear where you're located. I've done excellent eating clean, keep my blood sugar within 84 to 110. Always have lost 32 pounds in 6 months and I'm nearly at my goal. However, I passed out at this last weekend and a depression in the ST wave on my EKG was found. I have 2 heart scans coming up in the next few weeks. My question is, my anxiety is high right now due to this issue. What can I do to naturally help my anxiety? So, great work getting that blood sugar. And this is what we see. And Melissa, you've done a great job and keeping that blood sugar 85 to 110. She's lost 32 pounds. It works, and keeping blood sugar stabilized is a huge part of it. But you passed out. One of the things that I would look at is the adrenal glands, and it's probably not your heart. So maybe that'll help your anxiety. It's probably not your heart. It's probably your adrenals, probably the electrolyte imbalances. You may be having some POTS, the postural static changes where that blood pressure will change and then the heart rate will go up fast. A lot of people are having that post-COVID now. We put that on our post this morning on Facebook. And so a lot of people are having these issues, but it's not the heart, it's the adrenals, it's the blood pressure change, things like that. So I would increase your Celtic sea salt. You can grab that, Brittany. You can put a link for that from Amazon there, the Celtic sea salt. I would do a teaspoon of that per day. That's the best salt. If you got other salts, that's fine. But don't use those for therapeutic. Use the Celtic sea salt. It's got over 80 different electrolytes and minerals. By far the best salt that we've ever found. We've used it in our house for 20 years with patients, everything. So I think you're probably an anxious person to begin with. Let me know where you're located, but getting a brain map would be good, and doing some potential neurofeedback would be helpful as well. So thanks, Melissa. You're doing amazing. Keep up the good work. But I would get into that. Kathleen, where are you at? Kathleen, would love to hear where you're located. Is it better to take vitamins separately or in a multiple? It depends what you're doing. Most multis are not going to have enough of any one thing to be therapeutic. If you need therapeutic vitamin D, you got to take vitamin D separate. If you're trying to take some high dose vitamin C, For various things, you've got to take vitamin C separate. If you want to take enough zinc to be therapeutic and to do some different things against viruses, things like that, you're going to have to take some zinc separate. If you're pretty darn good and your systems are all in place and you're just doing a general multi, just to have some extra nutritional support, a multiple is going to be fine. Debbie, cut gluten, eating organic, and my terrible knee pain is gone. Look at that. Hallelujah. So it's amazing. I see patients truly bone on bone in their knee, and their doctor's like, well, when it gets bad enough, you're going to have to get a knee replacement. But we've seen this over and over and over again, that when people get their inflammation down, then even still bone on bone, they come in and they're like, do, 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 do. And my knee feels great. I'm not going to get a knee replacement. I'm like, well, good. Remember that, because when you fall off track and your knee hurts bad, go back to what you were doing when it felt great here. Hey, Miriam, in Germany, how can we eradicate Epstein Barr? Thank you very much. So Epstein Barr, EBV, EB virus, monovirus, this is a long haul virus. It means it's going to be in the body for a long time, just like we were talking about shingles earlier. And so same thing, there is no magic, let's get rid of EBV, Epstein Barr. You've got to get the body as strong as possible. Yes, some people, they'll drink celery juice and do all these things. The medical medium book from a few years past has some great advice and things in there. But ultimately, you've got to get the body as strong as possible so that it can suppress that EBV. It may never go away. You may never eradicate EBV from your body. It just might not happen. But can you get your body as strong as feasibly possible? I was bit by two ticks that had bullseye rings, Lyme disease, and I did a bunch of antibiotics, and I keep my body as strong as feasibly possible. And I've never had Lyme flare. I've never had symptoms from Lyme. But if I let myself get run down enough, there's a good chance that I might get Lyme disease symptoms and have that flare up. So you've got to get the body as strong as possible. Christina, thoughts on lion's mane? Lion's mane is a mushroom shown to help with brain function, potentially Alzheimer's, things like that. You know, it's fine, but it's just like somebody said, is there an herbal tea I can take, an easy thing for inflammation? Lion's mane would be an easy thing for memory and for the brain. That's not going to do it. If your blood sugar is high, if you're pre-diabetic, if you're insulin resistant, if you have metabolic syndrome, type 3 diabetes is what they're calling Alzheimer's now. Your blood sugar has to be stabilized as all get out, all day long, very stable. It's got to be where it needs to be. There's no amount of mushroom that's going to fix that. So you've got to keep that blood sugar stabilized as possible. If you've got the APOE4, you've got to look at that and figure out if you've got the Alzheimer's gene, and then you've got to do some things specifically for that. So lion's mane is fine. There's probably value to it. Will it make a huge difference in your life? I don't know. Nobody knows that. And yet, if you're concerned about Alzheimer's, if you're concerned about brain issues, you better do everything else possible. And then if you want to spend an extra $40 a month on lion's mane supplement, go for it. But if you're not doing anything else, don't worry about the lion's mane. That's not going to make up for it. How do you know if you have active Epstein Barr or Lyme? So Epstein Barr virus, you can run a blood test and see if you have reactivated Epstein Barr. There's a huge percentage of people that have long haul COVID that actually have reactivated Epstein Barr, and that's a big part of the problem. So there's a good chance if you have COVID and you're having symptoms after that, it is reactivated Epstein Barr. Lyme is a harder booger. There's a lot of different tests out there, and we can run tests and figure out if there's Lyme or not. But Lyme is a deep, dark hole to go down, and if you've got Lyme, it is definitely a challenge, and that's a bigger question there. So, Alicia, Southwest Nebraska, awesome, great. There's not a whole lot in Southwest Nebraska. Nobody would know what town you were talking about. Nancy, where are you at, Nancy? Love to see that. Please discuss using curcumin versus ibuprofen for pain inflammation. How much? How often? Side effects. So again, here's the deal, Nancy. Just like we talked about earlier, there is no amount of curcumin, turmeric, whichever you want to call it, that is going to get rid of pain. It may not even counter pain and inflammation as well as ibuprofen. Obviously, we don't want to be doing ibuprofen every day. You don't want to be doing 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 ibuprofen a day because of the pain, because of the inflammation. You've got to figure out why there's inflammation. And a lot of people go, oh, it's because it's my bad elbow, or I've got, injured fingers or whatever. It's old injury. Well, even with that, we have people all the time that have had previous injuries that if we can get their inflammation down, and not just a short-term take a pill inflammation, even natural, it's a let's figure out the physiological reasons why inflammation is being driven like it is. So Nancy, we've got to get the inflammation down, stabilize that blood sugar, get the gut in the right place, look at all the inflammatory markers, look at thyroid, any autoimmune, all of these things. But yeah, absolutely, we do not want to be on ibuprofen every day, all the time. But even turmeric, we use, I've got an amazing liquid turmeric that we've used for years with patients. And yet, if that's all you're doing, you're not going to get the results that you want there. So Mindy, great to see you in Tennessee. We've got 2 offices. Karen in Tennessee. We've got 2 offices in Tennessee, 2 in Colorado now. Tia, I had to take my 16-year-old daughter to the doctor yesterday because she has been constipated for a week. Not much fun. It's a chronic problem for her. The doctor didn't ask any questions about her diet or exercise or even feel her abdomen. She just told us to get a bottle of magnesium citrate and then Miralax every day forever. I need help finding the root cause. I don't like the idea of her taking Miralax every day forever. So obviously there's a reason why. This is not just a lack of Miralax. I mean, that's the most short-sighted thought ever, right? Even a lack of magnesium. Most people, it's not magnesium deficiency that causes constipation. So, some of the basic things, it could be water. Somebody could be dehydrated. You need enough fluid to make a good, well-formed bowel. It could be lack of fiber. Maybe her diet is just not very good and she's not getting much fiber in there. Maybe you need even some chia, some flax, some psyllium husk, things like that to get some fiber going. Maybe there was a head injury, a TBI, brain injury, concussion, and that has slowed down the vagus nerve, so we're not getting that stimulation to get the squeezing, the peristalsis of that bowel movement to go through there. So maybe there's a previous scar tissue. Maybe she had her appendix removed or gallbladder removed, something like that. And you need to go in and actually do manual work, have a massage therapist, chiropractor, somebody go in and do visceral manipulation where you're actually releasing scar tissue so that it can move like it's supposed to. So those are some thoughts. But absolutely, we see, if I see a 16 to 24-year-old come into the office, 99% of the time they have a gut issue. Christina, so this is, again, we get back to inflammation, potential autoimmune. Yes, so here's the deal. You've got to go through and fix which systems are out of balance. There is no magic cream. There is no natural supplement that's going to fix you, but you've got to go through and get these things fixed. You've got to get it dialed in to where you can get your underlying imbalances. And that's what we can do. No matter where you live, we can drop ship that blood work too. Hey, Susan, good to see you. Paula, awesome. Great to see you up there in Wyoming. Debbie up in Wisconsin, vacationing in beautiful Colorado this summer. Awesome. We'll swing by and see us if you're around. Karen, I do carnivore. It works best for me. I have Hashimoto's and Graves. Both are in remission. All my levels are better than ever. So yeah, Karen's doing a carnivore diet. Some people, they'll do vegetarian diet or vegan diet or paleo diet or keto diet or, just eating snouts and tails of animals, whatever it is. So you've got to do this. So Karen, you've got to keep an eye out on all your blood work and, do a diet that is going to keep your blood sugar stabilized. It's not going to create inflammation. It's going to keep you at an ideal body weight. It's going to keep your energy where you need to be, not throw off your hormones, digestion every day. That's what you need to be. So for Karen, is carnivore the long-term answer? Well, it's working for now. I've seen some people, if they're on a keto diet and they're doing it for a year straight, it's not very good for them. So you've got to keep an eye on your markers. You've got to keep an eye on a lot of different things. But glad you found that. Kathy in Boise, great to see you. Can AIDS be cured naturally? So just like we've been talking about shingles, Epstein Barr, AIDS is HIV. It's a virus. Same thing. You have to get to that place where you're getting the body stabilized as much as feasibly possible. Doing in-depth blood panels, seeing which systems are out of balance, fixing the brain, fixing the gut, fixing all these different things. That's what you can do. So yes, there's a lot of people, and the question is, cured, or can it actually, the body function? That's the $1 million term. What does cured mean? Yes, my mom cured her MS. She no longer has plaquing on her MRI. 20 years later, she's doing granny boot camp. I'm sending my 15-year-old down next week. He's going to be down there for 10 days fishing with mom and dad and doing great things down there with her. So Mindy, I'm so surprised at how stress affects my glucose levels. You can't lie to your body. Mindy, get this. I've got a firefighter as a patient, and when he is at the station, they do 48 hours on and then they're home. So he's on for like 30% of the time. Totally different, exact same meals, and that blood sugar will be up 20-30 points higher. His exercise at the fire station will cause his blood sugar to spike up. At home, same exercise will not do it. Stress is crazy. It just shows us, if you are in a stressful environment, if you've got finals, if you've got a big project at work, fight with your spouse, whatever, you've got to even double down. Most people, when they get stressed, what do? They eat crap. For you, you've got to double down and even do better when you're under stress. Melissa's in Iowa. Yeah, my brother's having a terrible time swallowing food. Any ideas? It's probably a brain thing, Paula. Could be the vagus nerve. Remember, we do the gag reflex during that exam. So I would look into the brain stuff. If he's local, have him come down, see Dr. Jake. He's our neurologist expert, and he can give you a full workup on that one. Kathy, good to see you. How about magnesium powder for sleep? That can definitely be helpful. Again, get to why you're not sleeping. It could be blood sugar, it could be adrenals, could be liver, different things. But magnesium definitely could help short term, but that's not going to fix anything. Patricia up in Montana, good to see you. We're going to be going up this summer doing some shooting and fishing and all kinds of stuff. If you're allergic to aspirin, what can you use in place of it, especially when you're told it's good to take it daily by your doctor? So I would look at fish oil, vitamin E, vitamin A, a lot of leafy greens. Just search anything that's a blood thinner, that's natural, food-based supplements, anything like that, and that would be great. Mindy in Oklahoma. Kathy, great to see you. Mindy, SIBO info. And then June is asking about IBS curable. If so, how? So both of those, yes, both of those can be fixed. SIBO, small intestine bacterial overgrowth, you're getting that bad bacteria from the large intestine into the small intestine. A big problem there. This is my last question. Sorry, guys, I got to jump. I've got a call to get on. And then IBS, absolutely. We've got people that have 20, 30 bowel movements a day, and we get them down to 1 or 2. These things are fixable. You've got to get to the why. The SIBO, it takes diet, it takes kill off. It's a lot more in depth than just take a probiotic. IBS, same thing. We've got to fix the why. So love the questions. I'm going to be keeping an eye on these all day. Brittany will be sending them over to me. We'll keep asking, answering these questions. You keep asking them, even if you're on later. Ask a question. We'll get you the info. All right, guys, make it a great day. Take care.